FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Hello, and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm, and as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. I'm once again coming to you from home, where I'm going to be broadcasting from for the next several days, as I am in self-isolation as a result of being exposed to COVID, testing positive for COVID. But I am doing really, really well. At this point, it pretty much just feels like the end part of a cold. I don't even feel fluish anymore. It's amazing. And I was just telling somebody, I think it was today or yesterday, that in a way I am sort of, and please don't take this wrongly, but I'm sort of glad may not be the right word, but that I had this experience. Because it only goes to show that what I've been preaching all along has been true. And that is, if you take good care of your body, if you have a good functioning immune system, if you're not doing things to constantly, be damaging your immune system and damaging your body and etc., that your body will be able to handle this. And that is exactly what the case has been here. And so it's, no accident, I think, that we're in the middle of a series that's talking about 7 strategies for healthy lifestyles, because these strategies all involve nutrition. And nutrition is a major part of you being able to ward off disease, because nutrition really is the building blocks that your body uses to give it the ability to function optimally in the way that it was designed to function. And so we have to know what those building blocks are. We have to understand how nutrition impacts the body, and subsequently how a lack of nutrition also impacts the body, one positively, the other negatively. I want you to believe that if you treat your body right, if you nutrify your body with good quality nutrition, because not all supplements are created equal. We're talking plant-derived nutrition, which your body can then absorb and assimilate. Your body is an incredibly intelligent, remarkable healing machine. God is infinitely wise, and He created our bodies to be able to handle so much but you have to give it the tools, the building blocks that it needs to work. So there are a couple aspects of this whole conversation. Number one, you got to give it the building blocks of nutrition. Number two, you have to not give it the bad stuff. So that means cutting out a lot of the foods and substances, etc., that could actually hinder your body from functioning. And then you got to get adequate rest, water, etc. I think one of the reasons why, well, initially I thought this was nothing more than the flu, until I decided to go get tested on Monday and came back positive. But I think one of the reasons why I actually caught this is because to some degree I wasn't taking my own advice. I was only getting about 4 hours sleep every night, just burning the candle at both ends, not getting sufficient rest. I had been off of my nutrition for about a week and a half because some of my products were on back order and hadn't arrived in time. And the funny thing is, I had one extra bottle of vitamins on me. And one of my clients reached out and she said, Michelle, do you have a bottle of Tangy Tangerine? I'm out and I need some. And I said, well, the only reason I'm going to sell this to you is because I'm expecting a shipment in another day or so. And so I sold her my last bottle of vitamins. And then when my shipment came, there was no Tangy Tangerine in the box. And I was like, doggone it. And so I was for a couple of days without my nutrition. On top of that, not getting sufficient sleep. And sure enough, that I think was enough to weaken my immune system to the point where I did did pick up the COVID-19 virus. But again, I never thought it was anything more than a flu. And after being positively diagnosed, I really, well, all along, prior to knowing that it was not just the flu, I had been doing the zinc plus immune support. Just give me 1 second. I'm turning the fan. I had been doing my zinc plus immune support. I've been doing my vitamin C. I started to go outside more and get more sunlight to get some of that vitamin D going. And I was already feeling better when I decided maybe I should go get tested. I had already turned the tide in terms of how I was feeling. Now my madness yesterday with the hydrogen peroxide nasal wash. Listen, whatever COVID was there, gone. Because I woke up today feeling like, I really just feel like I have, when you have a cold and you're at the end of that cold, just a little remnant, that's how I feel right now. So I want to encourage you guys to really pay close attention to what I'm saying, especially on these Wellness Wednesday shows. Because honestly, if you take it seriously, if you take care of your body will know what to do. Your body knows what to do. I think that many of the people who are having a hard time with COVID are having a hard time because their bodies, their immune systems are compromised. And if your immune system is compromised, whether that's because of comorbidity, not getting sufficient rest, being in an environment that has toxins that are weakening your immune system, whatever it is, I think that's why so many people are having such a hard time with this, because they have weakened immune systems. And if we're battling things like obesity, diabetes, hypertension, I mean, the WHO itself has said that people who have died from COVID have had at least 4 comorbidities, generally speaking. So, yeah. So we're going to be talking today in the continuation of this series about 7 strategies for healthy living. And remember now, this is all based on a lecture by Ben Fuchs, pharmacist Ben Fuchs, who broke down nutrition for us in 7 chapters of the Book of Health. And those chapters were protein, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, water, and the last 2 chapters are vitamins and minerals. So we've already covered fats, proteins, carbs, fiber, water. And today's show, I'm going to dedicate the entire show to chapter 6, which is vitamins, because it is that vitally important for you to understand the role of vitamins and how vitamins work to help your body to heal itself and to operate optimally. So let me throw them out real early. The telephone numbers to call: 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272, 326-0272. And the WhatsApp number to send us a message is 824-9952, 824-9952. So let's dive right into our show today about vitamins. It's all about vitamins today. Now, when we're talking about vitamins, you need to understand that whereas protein, fats, carbs, fiber, water are what we know as macronutrients, the last two chapters, vitamins and minerals, are going to be about micronutrients, small nutrients. With macronutrients, you need large amounts. You need large amounts of protein, large amounts of fats, carbohydrates, fiber, water. And you measure them by grams and ounces. So that's macronutrients. When it comes to micronutrients, your measurements are very small. You measure them by milligrams, micrograms, because you really just need very, very tiny amounts. You can think of micronutrients as little pixie dust that you can sprinkle on macronutrients to make the macronutrients perform better, work better. And so there are two kinds of micronutrients that we want to talk about, and those two kinds of micronutrients are vitamins, which today's show is dedicated to, and minerals, which will be next week's show. So when it comes to vitamins, you need to understand that there are two main types of vitamins. Two main types. You've got water-soluble vitamins, and you've got fat-soluble vitamins. And we are going to explain the main difference between the two of them. So don't get nervous yet. You'll understand the difference before the end of the show. You'll get it. But you've got water-soluble vitamins, and you've got fat-soluble vitamins. Those are the two main kinds of vitamins. And first, we're going to talk about water-soluble vitamins.
Everything in nature either has a watery side to it, it's watery, or it has a fat side to it, it's fatty. You know how you make salad dressing out of oil and vinegar, right? The oil floats to the top and the vinegar goes to the bottom because oil and water don't mix. They're two separate phases of nature, oil and water. And vitamins have an oily side and a watery side. The watery side to vitamins are called the B complex and vitamin C. The fatty side to vitamins are called vitamins D, E, A, and K, and they're all important. Your watery vitamins, the B complex and C, because they're watery, have to be replenished on a regular basis because you excrete them every time you urinate. That's why it doesn't do you any good to take a vitamin C pill in the morning or a B complex pill in the morning, because by the end of the day you don't have any left because your body has excreted them. The best way to do your water-soluble nutrients is in water. And getting back to water, by the way, some people will say don't drink water with your meals because it dilutes your digestive enzymes. Have you guys heard this? Well, you can't digest food unless it's a soupy mass of water in your stomach. And if you don't drink water with your meals, your body's going to have to suck the water up out of your tissues to dilute the food, and you're going to be dehydrated in your tissues. You absolutely do want water with your meals. And your enzymes are designed to work in a watery substance. Don't worry about diluting your digestive enzymes. Another incorrect strategy. A gallon a day, if you can. So your vitamins are the same way. Your water-soluble vitamins, you want to take them with water. And your B complex and your C should be in a liquid. That's why I like these liquid nutrients so well, is because they're already in a liquid. In fact, a great tool for your health is to take some of these liquid nutrients, put them in water, and drink them all day. Sip on them all day. Remember, your body doesn't want to have a quick burst of things. It wants to have slow, sustained nutrients. It likes everything to be slow. So if you take a capful of Ultimate Classic or Tangy Tangerine, put it into some water, you can sip on it all day long. And you know what? For your kids, it tastes great. Much better than Kool-Aid. Much better for them than Kool-Aid because they're getting nutrients.
So, just for clarification, when he says that you should drink water with your meals, just remember it should not be alkaline water if you're going to drink water with your meals, because alkaline water will neutralize the acid in your stomach. So non-alkaline water is perfectly fine to drink with a meal, okay? But remember, carbonated beverages and alkaline water you do not want to drink with a meal. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, so listen, he's absolutely right. When I am taking my my longevity nutritional supplements, I usually like to order my stuff either in liquid or powder form, and I mix that up in a smoothie. I do, like, I might get frozen banana or whatever kind of fruits I have on hand, and I throw that in the blender with some water and my vitamins, and I blend that up. And I don't just chug on it until it's gone. I sip on that thing for hours until it's gone. So you have slow, sustained release of the vitamins, which is better for your system, better for your body, to have slow, sustained access to the goodness of those vitamins. And so you want to be, not to say that if you are taking capsules that are slow release or whatever, that's fine as well. But liquid is good because it is quicker to absorb, easier to absorb. And if you drink it slowly over a course of hours, you get really very good benefit from that. And so your water-soluble vitamins, the nutrients that you want to take throughout the day. And we're going to now break down your water-soluble nutrients individually. So let's talk about vitamin C. Now, I've been taking quite a bit of vitamin C ever since I came down with what I thought was the flu. And that is because vitamin C is a very, very, very powerful nutrient, extremely powerful. So to tell you the truth, we could do the whole show just on the importance of vitamin C. I'm not going to do that though, but it could fill a whole show. Animals, I bet you didn't know this, animals make their own vitamin C. Animals are able to make their own vitamin C. However, as for us humans and one or two other miscellaneous animals, like I think gorillas and guinea pigs, we actually used to be able to make our own vitamin C, but we have lost that ability. We don't make our own vitamin C anymore. So picture this. A dog is busy making its own vitamin C, producing its own vitamin C within its body. A monkey is producing its own vitamin C within its body. Even a little Cocker Spaniel makes up to 150 milligrams of vitamin C every single day within its body. Yet, the recommended daily allowance, if you look on most supplement bottles or whatever, or if you read up on what the recommended daily allowance is for vitamin C for humans, they'll tell you it's only 50 milligrams of vitamin C per day, which is a third of what a little Cocker Spaniel makes. So you see how ridiculous that is, right? So this is why you may not want to put all your eggs in the basket of the RDA, the recommended daily allowances, because they're not nearly enough. It doesn't even make sense. If a little Cocker Spaniel needs to produce 150 milligrams of vitamin C every day for that little body. Imagine how much we need for our bodies. So RDAs, this is in the words of Ben Fuchs, not mine. I'm just repeating what he says. RDAs stand for ridiculous deprivation allowance. I thought that was pretty funny. Um, they are there to ensure, he says, that you stay marginally healthy. Um, and quite frankly, 50 milligrams of vitamin C a day for human beings is truly pathetic. It's not nearly enough. So vitamin C, as I said, is a very, very powerful nutrient. And one of the reasons why it is so powerful, it is because it is an incredible source of antioxidants.
Linus Pauling took 10 grams of vitamin C a day. He lived to be 98 years old, and he had prostate cancer 20 years before. He survived 20 more years, and he was taking 10 grams of vitamin C. The RDAs are not made up by nutritionists. They're made up by the Academy of Science, whatever that is. They're not made up by nutritionists. Don't pay attention to the RDAs. You want multiple levels of RDA doses. And there's no better example than with vitamin C. Vitamin C has been used to cure cancer. When vitamin C is injected into cancer cells, the cancer cells shrivel up. Vitamin C is nature's premier rust protector. You see, one of the other ways that we die, we talked earlier about how we die, and we said that we candy to death. Another way that we die is we rust to death. One of the signs of rusting is little age spots. That's rusting. Everything in nature rusts. It reacts with oxygen to rust. When tissues react with oxygen, they burn. One of the things that oxygen does is it causes things to burn. How do you put out a fire? You smother it. You rob it of oxygen because oxygen is very flammable, very explosive. So nature has designed a system to prevent oxygen from burning up the body. We call that system a system of anti-oxidation. That's what antioxidants are. They block the effects, the burning effects of oxygen. If you're baking an apple pie, you slice up the apples and you let them sit. You go out and make a phone call, you come back, the apples turn brown. Exactly. Because they react with the oxygen and it browns it. What's the best way to keep the apples from turning brown? Lemon juice. You squeeze lemon juice on top of the apples. What does the lemon juice have in it that keeps the apples from turning brown? Vitamin C. Exactly. And just like vitamin C will keep the apples from turning brown, they will keep your skin and your tissues from turning brown as well. And that's why antioxidants are so vital. And that's why vitamin C is so vital, because vitamin C is nature's premier antioxidant.
Okay, now remember what I keep telling you guys. I'm just taking a side note here for a second. Remember I keep telling y'all that you need to stop consuming oils, right? And I get a lot of pushback on this from my clients, my new clients, who have been sold a bill of goods that, I only consume healthy oils. I only consume olive oil. They say is healthy, and I'm trying to tell them it's not. The problem is the condition of the oil. Why? Because of what he just described, oxidization. When that oxygen hits that oil, when that air pocket is sitting in that bottle of oil, there's oxygen in that pocket and it's oxidizing that oil. So even though you can't see that process happening, trust me, it's happening. And when you consume that, you are consuming an oxidized substance, which is not good. It will contribute to the browning effect within your body. So you want to avoid things like oil, which are oxidized, but you also want to take a healthy dose of vitamin C, because vitamin C is a great source of antioxidants. Now, I'm not saying that because you're taking vitamin C, that gives you right to go consume oils. No, because there ain't enough vitamin C to counteract that. Okay? But vitamin C is an excellent source of antioxidants. You want to, as best as possible, slow down that oxidization process, because he just very well explained why. Oxygen is explosive. It explodes things. It contributes to aging. It's browning you from the inside out. It's aging you. causing degeneration from the inside out. And this is why it is very, very important for you to be consuming good amounts of vitamin C every day. Now, there's more, because vitamin C is also responsible for, guess what? Supporting the immune system. Yes. So vitamin C helps the immune system, which is why we take vitamin C when we get a cold. You know, Grammy was right. Take some vitamin C. The problem is the vitamin C molecule looks like the sugar molecule. In fact, vitamin C is a derivative, if you will, of the sugar molecule. So when you eat lots of sugar, and this is another reason why Grammy will tell you, if you're fighting a cold, the last thing you want to be doing is drinking a bunch of sugary drinks and eating a bunch of sugary foods. Doesn't make sense. And here's why. When you eat lots of sugar, you actually block the cells in your body from getting vitamin C. The cells take in the sugar that you're consuming, and that prevents them from taking in the vitamin C. So one of the worst things, one of the worst problems that is associated with excess sugar intake. Oh, by the way, let me stick a pin in that right there. This is going to startle you. Sugar intake, the excess amount of sugar that we consume is now estimated to be at 150 pounds of sugar per person per year. You heard me right. This is how much excess sugar we are consuming. 150 pounds of sugar per person per year. That is madness. But that is what we're consuming. So when you have had excess sugar, you are actually keeping vitamin C from entering your cells. And this is why sugar is bad for the immune system. It's bad for immunity. So if you're battling a cold or a flu or COVID-19, the last thing you need to be doing is consuming a bunch of sugary foods, because you're actually blocking your body's ability to absorb the vitamin C, which is going to help your body to fight that thing that you're trying to fight. All right? So just thought that I would throw that out there. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to be talking about vitamin C and another major role that it plays in your overall health. This too will surprise you. So stay with us. This is GPS. We're talking today the 7 strategies for healthy living. And we will be back after these words from our sponsors.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, fins, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Less is love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company. And today we are talking on this Wellness Wednesday, 7 strategies for healthy living. And this is all based on a lecture by pharmacist Ben Fuchs, who's broken down health into 7 quote-unquote chapters. And the chapter that we are focusing on today is that of vitamins, an extremely important chapter for you to understand. Of course, we would love to hear from you, so the telephone numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272. One more time, 326-0272. And our WhatsApp number to send us a message is 824-9952, 824-9952. And Jason, if somebody does send a message via WhatsApp, just go ahead and forward it to my WhatsApp, and then I will be able to read it on air. So let's get back to talking about vitamin C and the important role that it plays. We just learned that it's a great antioxidant, which means that it helps to offset all of the damage that oxygen does, the explosive nature, all of the rusting of the body, the degeneration as a result of being oxidized. That's what vitamin C is very good for. We also learned that it's a water-soluble vitamin, which means that it's something that should be sipped on in a liquid form over a period of time, okay? So another important thing you need to understand, apart from the fact that it is very, very good for the immune system and that sugar will block it, so you don't want to be doing a lot of sugar, because you will be blocking your body's ability to absorb the vitamin C that you take. But there is another role that will surprise you, and that is vitamin C's role in the structural system of the body. As you're going to hear, vitamin C plays a very, very important role in the structural system of your body, to the degree where if you are not getting sufficient vitamin C, it will start to show um, visibly through things like your skeletal system. Take a listen to this.
Vitamin C is just as important for your bones as calcium is. The disease that's caused by vitamin C deficiency is called scurvy. Scurvy is when your body dissolves. All of the structural components of your body dissolves. So your blood vessels explode and you hemorrhage inside. Your lips fall off, your ears fall off, your fingertips fall off. Your skeletal structure begins to decay in the absence of vitamin C. It doesn't take much vitamin C to protect this from happening. It only takes about 50 milligrams of vitamin C. One of the things that happens when vitamin C is deficient is you begin to get little cuts and little nicks in your coronary arteries. When you get little cuts and little nicks in your coronary arteries, your body has developed a system for patching up those cuts and nicks. And that system is based on cholesterol. And that's one of the roles that cholesterol has in the body, is to patch up the little nicks and cuts in the coronary arteries. So after you die and they check your coronary arteries, they see lots of cholesterol and they say, well, cholesterol caused heart disease. Blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming flies for garbage. The cholesterol's there, but it didn't cause the heart disease. The flies are there, they didn't cause the garbage. The cholesterol is in the coronary arteries because vitamin C was missing and nicks started to form in the arteries. That's why animals don't get heart attacks, because animals make their own vitamin C. So animals have their arteries protected. Human beings don't. So vitamin C becomes a powerful tool in the fight against heart disease as well.
Who knew? So if you know anybody who is dealing with heart disease, you need to tell them they need to start taking more vitamin C. Because like he just so well explained, and I tried to explain the other day when I was saying about using cholesterol as an example of a fire truck that shows up to the scene of a fire, and you drive along and you say, oh, there are too many firefighters here. They must have caused the fire. No, they came to fix it, and that's why they're there. So he just explained that really well. So vitamin C will help to protect even your heart, because it's going to protect against that damage, those little nicks and cuts, and that actually lead to the cholesterol rushing to the scene to try to help to fix the problem. So in case you just thought that vitamin C was, I'll take a little bit now and again if I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. No, this needs to be, and I'm talking to myself right now, this needs to be a major part, a regular part of your regimen, because vitamin C is that important. It is that important to your overall health. Now, luckily for us, we are surrounded by superfruits here in the Bahamas, what we call our native fruits. I'm going to give you a little homework. I suggest that you start thinking of all the fruits, the native fruits that you love. Make a note of them and then Google them to see what the nutritional content of those fruits are. You'd be surprised to know how loaded they are with these very nutrients that we're talking about right now. One classic example of a tremendous source of vitamin C are native cherries. The little red native cherries that grow in the Bahamas, all over the place. Loaded with vitamin C. There is more vitamin C in one of those little native cherries than there is in an entire glass of orange juice. Just one. So if you own a native cherry tree and you letting them fall and rot on the ground, you're wasting an excellent source of vitamin C. So that's my challenge to you today, to go and do some homework and do some research to see the amazing native fruits that we have and how they are loaded with all the good stuff. I'll give you another example, and this one isn't so much vitamin C, but it is antioxidants. This is why, again, our parents and grandparents knew what they were doing. Cerasee, bitters, cerasee, that we have grown all over the place wild, is an excellent source of antioxidants. Excellent! Which is why it works. Early on in this experience, I started drinking because I got it growing all over my yard. For the first like 3-4 days, I was drinking Cersei every day, loaded with antioxidants. What do antioxidants do again? They help to eliminate the explosive, damaging nature of oxygen. So find out what you have growing right in your yard. Some of y'all letting the fruits just rot on the ground. And you would be shocked to know the great source of nutrition that we have been blessed with right here in our country by all of these superfoods that we have. Pineapple is another great source of nutrition that is very, very useful, especially if you're fighting COVID. You want to be eating some fresh pineapples. Eat some fresh pineapples because there's something in the pineapple that will help to destroy that. So if you're battling COVID right now, go let somebody bring you some fresh pineapples, leave them at your doorstep. And luckily right now, Eleuthera loaded down with pineapples right now. It's pineapple season. So I get somebody to send you some on the boat if need be. But eat as many fresh pineapples as you can if you're battling COVID. It is very, very good because it will help to break that thing down and destroy it. So, vitamin C is also very unstable. It is dissolved by air, light, and oxygen. And water will also dissolve vitamin C. So vitamin C is something that you can actually use topically on your skin. It's very interesting because if you put it on your skin, it will literally penetrate in through the skin to help your body make more collagen. Collagen is, all the buzz nowadays. Everybody's talking about collagen this and collagen that. Well, you put some vitamin C on your skin topically, and it will help your body to make more collagen. In fact, vitamin C is the number one most important nutrient for the production of collagen. It's better than any wrinkle cream you could spend money on. And it is beneficial to you if you put it on topically as well as you take it internally. Vitamin C, okay? Really, really good for the production of collagen. When you take vitamin C internally, it stores in the skin and it helps to fight sun disease, when you have too much exposure to the sun, photo damage, sunburn, etc. In fact, vitamin C is a great tool if you're going, say you're going to go vacation in one of the family islands, or you're going to spend a lot of times beaching, a lot of times laying out in the sun, sunbathing, etc. Just make sure you're taking orally vitamin C, because that will help to offset the damage. And it also is involved in making cholesterol levels stay stable from the liver. So vitamin C, it's just so necessary. Okay? Very, very important for you to make sure you're getting adequate amounts of vitamin C in your diet. Okay, so the second water-soluble nutrient is the B complex, vitamin B complex. And there are many B vitamins, but in nature, they are all found together. So you can almost think of them as one vitamin. All right, the B cluster, you can think of it as one vitamin, except they all have different components that we can isolate and can see what these different components do. So the main role of the B vitamins is to help the body utilize energy, and the main source of B vitamins is unrefined carbohydrates. Again, their role is to help the body to better utilize energy, and you will find them in unrefined carbohydrates. So B vitamins help the body to use sugar, they help the body to use proteins, they help the body to use fats. And if you're not getting B vitamins within your meals, then you're not going to be able to properly utilize the protein or sugar or fat that you're consuming. The more sugar, protein, and fats you eat, the more B vitamins you will need, because that's what the body uses to help to utilize protein, sugar, fat, etc., to the best of its ability. So every meal should include a B vitamin supplement, or make sure that there are B vitamins in the foods that you're eating. But the best way to get your B vitamins is to have a really good supplement, and you take those with every meal. If you are getting sufficient B vitamins in your diet, you will find that you'll be far less fatigued as well. So, in this clip, pharmacist Ben is going to talk about the B vitamins individually.
B1 is thiamine. Thiamine is the B vitamin that's mostly responsible for absorbing and utilizing sugars. B vitamin deficiency causes mental disease. In fact, alcoholics suffer from something called alcoholics dementia, also known as Korsakoff's syndrome. And that's when people drink a lot of alcohol for many, many years, and they start to essentially lose their mind. They become demented. That's because alcohol is a sugar, and it requires thiamine to be absorbed. When there's no thiamine present, the alcohol and the sugar will build up and will start to suffer from the effects of over-sugarization, if you will. B2 is riboflavin. Riboflavin is involved in the energy production of the cell. Deficiencies in riboflavin will cause cracks in the lips, will cause changes in the eyes. B3 niacin is probably the most powerful anti-cholesterol medicine that there is. Nobody should be put on an anti-cholesterol drug before they're put on niacin, because niacin will lower your cholesterol safely. Niacin opens up blood vessels. Sometimes people take too much niacin and they'll get something called the niacin flush. The niacin flush is when blood is starting to flow to the tips of your ears and the tips of your fingers, and it feels hot and warm. This is not a bad thing. The niacin flush shows you that the niacin is working. In fact, niacin has been used to treat Raynaud's syndrome for that reason. Raynaud's syndrome is when the extremities get cold because blood isn't coming to the extremities. Raynaud's syndrome can be treated with simple niacin. Dr. Abram Hoffer, a famous MD in the 50s, used to treat schizophrenia with niacin and autism with niacin very successfully before we came up with antipsychotic medicines. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, is found in every single cell in nature. Pantothenic acid is responsible for keeping your adrenal glands healthy. Pantothenic acid is responsible for making sure that we can get energy from fat. If we don't have enough pantothenic acid, we can't get energy from fat, and the fat will build up. Pantothenic acid is wonderful for people who have oily skin or who are acne prone because it helps with fat metabolism and it helps with the adrenal glands. We use high doses of B5 in my pharmacy for acne. B6, pyridoxine, is critical for joint functioning. Carpal tunnel syndrome has been healed with B6. Morning sickness has been healed with B6 for women who are pregnant. B6 deficiencies show up when people are on birth control pills. B6 is involved in protein metabolism. Every time you're eating protein, if you're increasing your protein, you want to make sure that you're getting enough B6. By the way, you want to take all your B vitamins together. Even if we're talking about these individually, about what they do individually, you want to make sure that you're taking your B complex together. If you take one B vitamin, say you take B3 for your cholesterol, and you don't take all the B vitamins, when your body is excreting the B3, it will try to excrete all the B vitamins together because it likes to excrete them together. So it'll pull the B6 out and the B5 out of your tissues and the B1 out of your tissues, and it'll pass them through together, and you'll become deficient in the other B vitamins. Does that make sense? So you want to take all your B vitamins together. If you're smart enough to know about taking B3, for example, make sure you take it with a complex.
So you see how important it is now that you get adequate nutrition. We're learning a lot today about the various roles of these vitamins and what they're doing to help your body function. And again, I think a major part of our problem is that we suffer from what we call fractionated nutrition. What do I mean by that? Okay, so some of you may be listening to the show today, and you are rapidly writing down what pharmacist Ben is saying, and you're going to dash out now and go to the pharmacy and buy vitamin C, buy vitamin B12, be this, be the next. And then you come home with these 6 different bottles and you think, wow, I just did good. Because all of the B's that he mentioned and the C, and I now have all of this home. Well, that's great. The only challenge is this. You hear me talk about it all the time. We need 90 nutrients. 90 nutrients. So fractionated nutrition is you go out and you buy 10 and you think you're doing good. That's good. But what about the other 80? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. I
Good.
just called in to let you know I really love your show today. You know,
Thank
it's
you.
good that you take the time out to actually explain to these people what is important for their health. You know what I mean? And you speak about the Pharisee and the cherries, you know, these things what God has put on earth in order for us to be able to sustain life and be able to heal ourselves. Because we too
Yes.
busy worrying about running these fast food places, picking up these burgers and stuff, and don't realize that the fruits and other stuff is what we need to sustain life and be efficient. Follow me?
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
drive
I
around
can
Nassau
hardly hear
and
you,
you
Michelle.
see, you huh?
Your phone's breaking. I said breaking up. What you said?
Oh, you're not breaking up on my end. I said, you
Oh,
drive around Nassau and you see people who have these fruit trees and the fruit just rotting on the ground. And I'm like, do
exactly.
these people
Exactly.
realize what they just letting rot
Thank
on the
you.
ground?
I wouldn't even talk about the dilly tree, man.
Oh,
That just
man, all over
awesome.
the
I
place.
love the dilly. I'm telling you. But Michelle,
Yeah.
I just want to say this too. Remember when they speak about schizophrenia and people who hearing things like this, them in Sunderland, and they try to give them medicine, you're only covering the problem. Now, that, you know, I know that you can't speak about this, or maybe you don't want to speak about it. But I just want to say, as a caller, as a prophet of the Almighty God, I want to let you know that God has put messengers on earth. God has the churches, there are people, pastors that are strong and can cast these spirits off of these people. Schizophrenia and dementia and all these different things are really spirits hovering around these people and are causing them to do things that they wouldn't normally do. We have to speak more about the church. We have to speak more about great pastors, people of men who have strength. You understand? Because the majority of the churches today have lost their strength. They're too busy with mammon, as they call it, money. They're not into God. They're just there. So people have the right that they get to these churches, these big churches, but only preaching, and they have no strength from God. There's no
Okay.
spirit of God
So,
in them.
caller, let me just say this. I want to say something, and I want to clarify this because I think that we are in dangerous territory when
Okay.
we dismiss things. Because we say, okay, when you have a mental problem, when you have that's a spiritual thing. Some of it
Yeah.
is, listen to me, some of
Go ahead.
it, I'm not saying
No
that
problem.
there's no such thing as people being possessed and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely there is. But
There.
some of
Okay.
it is physical. Some of it is just a nutritional deficiency. Some of it is just a hormonal imbalance. I want you to look up a condition called PANDA, PANDA. As I was preparing for a show one day, I came
Mm.
across this condition. This is a condition
Okay.
that children end up getting after having a bout of strep throat. Now, kids are fine. All of a sudden, they get strep throat and their personality completely changes, where they
Okay.
become violent and just like a completely different person. And so when this first started happening, it happened to these kids in this community, and they nobody was making the connection, so the families were dealing with them individually.
Okay.
And one little boy unfortunately took his own life before they figured out what was wrong. Another family started having the same problem with their daughter. Couldn't figure it out because she was a beautiful, loving child. And then all of a sudden, after having a bout of strep throat, she became a different person.
Would you say
Very
that she took
violent,
a
very,
bottle of what?
huh?
Sorry, Michelle. Would you say that she took a bottle of what?
After having a bout of strep throat, the condition strep throat, right?
What?
Strep throat. You ever hear about strep throat? That little
No, I never
babies
heard
and
about
children
that.
get?
No, never heard of it.
You never heard of strep throat?
Strep.
It's like an infection of the throat.
Oh yeah. But
Anyway,
yeah.
let me finish the
Right.
story. They decided to take their daughter to the hospital because she had injured herself or something. And when they were giving the nurse the information at the front desk, the reception desk, the nurse was like, "Okay, what happened?" And the mother said, she was a beautiful child, and then all of a sudden she got strep throat, and everything changed. And the nurse was like, "You're kidding me!" And the nurse knew that they just had this situation with this other child going through the same thing. Come to find out that as a result of some bacteria that these children picked up during the infection, that bacteria went to their brains and was causing this reaction. So all they had to do was put those children on antibiotics, I believe it was, to get rid of the bacteria that was causing the problem, and the children's personality went back to normal. So a lot of times, see, we in the church have to be very careful, because a lot of times we just say everything, oh, that's just a spiritual thing. Sometimes it's just a physical, the child just needs some kind of physical attention. It could be a situation where it's a bacteria that's impacting their brain.
Maybe so, Michelle. That's something that the doctors would have to allow us. But let me say this to you. I had a girl, she went to the hospital. They did every test you could imagine. And after doing all those tests, I told them, I said, listen, this is a spiritual thing. Give it to me. And they finally gave it to me. So, Michelle, sometimes you're right when you say we must always check it out, do all the tests and stuff like that. But when you find out that the doctors can't do nothing, then it's time for you to do a spiritual battle. That's all I'm saying there. Okay? Let's put it like that then. All right?
Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Sure. I just think I hear what you're saying. And again, I'm not disputing that some people have a spiritual problem, but not everything that we try to just dismiss as a spiritual problem is a spiritual problem. Sometimes it's nothing more than a physical situation that has to be corrected, and it could easily be corrected. So this is why it is so important that we talk about vitamins and minerals and how they can impact your body's ability to function. Because sometimes it's just a minor adjustment that needs to be made. Sometimes you're dealing with a hormonal imbalance. Sometimes it's some kind of bacteria getting to the brain. You fix that, and those children's personalities went back to normal. And you know what I found was interesting? And then we have to take a quick break. A third child was diagnosed, I think, in another city. But the mother had seen the story about these other children in this other city and knew what to do. They got the boy the medication the child needed, and the child was fine. I think a year or so later, the personality started to change again. They decided at that time to check to see who in the house, if everybody in the house, anybody had strep throat. Sure enough, one of the older children had strep throat and was starting to impact the boy. And so they knew what to do. So we have to be very careful, people. We can't just dismiss everything because it's not always that. Sometimes it's a physical thing that can be easily fixed, easily fixed. Sometimes it is spiritual. Sometimes people are battling with, things that stem back to unhealed trauma, unprocessed trauma. Yeah, but not everything is. Sometimes it's a physical thing that can be fixed, easily fixed, um, with the right balance of nutrition and ensuring that there's no bacteria or other substance that is causing this change in behavior. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we're going to start talking about the role of folic acid. Very, very important. And then we're also going to look at some other of the vitamins as well in this show today on Chapter 6, Vitamins. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients.
Okay.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing Fast-Acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, pinch, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS on this Wellness Wednesday. We're talking 7 strategies for healthy living, and we are specifically talking today about the role of vitamins. Vitamins, again, are micronutrients that help the macronutrients to perform better. And so it is vitally important that you understand how all of these micronutrients work, and how they help the body to perform better and to heal, and just to perform optimally. So the numbers to call, once again, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272, 326-0272, and the WhatsApp number 824-9952, 824-9952, if you want to send us a WhatsApp message. So a little bit more about B12 before we move on to folic acid.
Dirty South. Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast feel me. Feel us. West Coast feel me. Say what? Dirty South. Here we go. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South. Dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Feel it. East Coast feel me. Say what? West Coast feel me. Dirty South. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? I got pick it. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me.
Boy, I've been watching you like the hole in the sky. That's why you are my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep bumping heads, I know that one of these days we gon' hook it up, probably talk on the phone. But see, I don't know if that's good. I've been holding back this secret from you. I probably shouldn't tell it, but if I let you know, Are you responsible? Boy, I gotta watch my back, so I'm not just hitting right. Is it my goal? Is it your goal? Sometimes I'm pretty good. Right now I'm not enough. Say yes or say no, 'cause I really need somebody. Tell me if that's somebody. Boy, won't you pick me up at the park right now, up the block, while everyone sleeps. I'll be waiting there with my trips, my lows, my high, just so I'm low key. If you tell the world, you know that we'll be weak. Oh boy, see I'm trusting you with my heart, my soul. I probably shouldn't let you go. If I let this go, you can know about it. I'm talking about I hope you're responsible. Boy, I gotta watch my back, so I'm not just hit it right. Is it my goal? Is it your goal? Sometimes I'm pretty good. Right now I'm not enough. Say yes or say no, 'cause I really need somebody. Tell me you're that somebody.
Baby girl, I'm the man from the big BA. Won't you come play round my way? And listen to what I gotta say. Simple plan. Don't you know I am the man? Rock shows here in Japan. Have people shaking my hand. Baby girl, better known as Ali. Give me goosebumps and hot fevers. Make it play haters, believers. Don't you know? Gotta tell somebody.
'Cause I really need somebody. Tell me you're that somebody.
What?
If I let this go, you can feel goodbye.
Okay. I'm back. I got knocked off there. Um, let's see. Let me make sure.
Knowles Construction and Development Company Limited.
All right. Welcome back to GPS. My apologies for that break in transmission. I actually got knocked offline. but figured out what was going on, and I'm back up now. So, prior to getting bumped off the air, we were talking about the importance of B12 on this Wellness Wednesday, and I'm not sure how much of that you got, so I'm just going to actually repeat that B12 is something that your doctor will give you a shot of if you are anemic or don't have sufficient energy, etc. And the challenge with B12 is that it is basically only found in animal products. So if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you need to make sure that you're supplementing with adequate amounts of B12 just to make sure that you're not in danger of becoming deficient in B12. So now let's talk about the important role of folic acid. Okay, so again, the telephone numbers to call if you have a question: 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272. Here now is pharmacist Ben Fuchs talking about the important role of folic acid.
Other B vitamins include choline and inositol and something called folic acid. In fact, folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin B6 are the most important treatments for heart disease that there is. More important than anything else, B12, B6, and folic acid. I remember about 2 or 3 years ago now, a big article came out in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA they call it, and the headline said 75,000 heart attacks a year can be saved by supplementing with 400 micrograms a day of folic acid. And I thought to myself, just the year before the doctors were saying don't worry about folic acid. Now they're telling you 75,000 heart attacks a year can be saved by folic acid. A classic case of why you never want to listen to your doctor. Because the next year they'll tell you something different than they told you today. You want to use your own common sense, and if folic acid is involved in protecting the heart, that's what you want to take to protect your heart, and don't wait for your doctor to approve of it. Folic acid, by the way, is found in foliage. That's how it gets its name, folic acid. It's found in green leafy vegetables. Folic acid has been used for years to protect against birth defects because folic acid is involved in making sure that cells grow appropriately. The most important cells that grow appropriately are in the womb when a baby is being born and the cells of the blood. In fact, all the B vitamins are involved in making sure that the cells grow appropriately and making sure that we have healthy blood.
All right, so make sure you're getting sufficient leafy greens. I know that's a curse word for a lot of people. So many babies you can't find nothing green on their plate. That is not good, people. And with all of this push towards backyard farming, make sure that you're growing, if you can, some good healthy greens. And if you're not, make sure you go into your farmer's market or wherever you can, the neighborhood growing association or whatever it is. Get yourself some healthy greens, some good greens. Make sure you incorporate that into your diet. Okay, very, very important. Even if you use them, as a base for a smoothie, you have to get the greens in. You have to get the greens in. One of the reasons why we are so sickly as a nation is because if you think of a typical Bahamian meal, greens ain't very much present on that plate. We got a lot of starchy foods, a lot of meats, but we don't want to do the greens. You have to do the greens. They were put on this earth for a reason, and a part of that reason is to help keep us healthy. So you don't want to ignore greens, okay? It's important that you get sufficient greens in your diet. And that is one of the important roles of folic acid. So, so now we understand the important role of vitamin C. We understand the important role of the B complex. And those are the water-soluble vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins. Now, remember we said you've got water-soluble and you've got fat-soluble. So now we have to turn our attention to fat-soluble vitamins. Your fat-soluble vitamins are, and this is one way to help you to remember them, DEAK. D-E-A-K. So just think DEAK, the acronym DEAK, DEAK, and that is how you will remember your fat soluble vitamins.
D and A are involved in making sure that cells grow at the right rate. You don't want cells growing too fast or too slow. For example, psoriasis is cells that are growing too fast. And vitamin D is one of the best treatments you can have for psoriasis. In fact, you can put vitamin D right on the psoriasis. Vitamin D we get from the sun. The sun hits our skin. By the way, it hits cholesterol in the skin, and it turns it into vitamin D. And then it goes into the liver and it turns it into activated vitamin D. Without the sun, you can't make vitamin D. Vitamin D is responsible for making sure calcium gets into the bones. It helps shuttle calcium into the bones. Whenever you take calcium, you want to take vitamin D with it. If you're not getting vitamin D, calcium will not make it into the bones. No matter how much calcium you're taking, if you're not getting vitamin D, calcium won't make it into your bones. That's why one of the best treatments for osteoporosis is the sun. One of the best ways to make sure that you're getting enough calcium in the bones is to lay out in the sun. What are we all doing today that we didn't do 50 years ago? We're wearing sunscreens. We're keeping the sun from hitting the cholesterol in our skin and keeping the vitamin D from being made. That's why osteoporosis is now an epidemic in this country, even though we're all taking estrogen. Even though more women are on estrogen supplements than ever before, osteoporosis is still an epidemic. One of the main reasons that we're getting osteoporosis is we're not getting enough sun. Today, smart pharmacists or smart doctors will say, you know what, put your sunscreen on after you've been out in the sun for a few minutes. Get yourself 10 minutes of sun every day, or even every other day. Make sure that you're getting enough sun, and don't wear sunscreens just to wear sunscreens. You don't need a sunscreen if you're just going from the car to the office. By the way, sunscreens are among the most toxic, deadly cosmetic chemicals that there are. Sunscreens are so toxic that the FDA won't let manufacturers put them into baby products because babies will absorb the sunscreen. Baby's skin is very thin. Sunscreens are toxic chemicals, and you don't want to be putting them on your skin unless you have to, but especially because of the vitamin D connection. So if you're going to wear sunscreens, get a little bit of sun first. Or make sure that you get a little bit of sun every week, 3, 4, 5 times a week, almost like a nutritional supplement. By the way, vitamin D has been used to treat breast cancer and colon cancer as well because vitamin D helps regulate the growth of cells.
So I have to tell you, after the first, I think, 2 days of, I think the first 2 days, when last week, Thursday and Friday, it was when the worst of the COVID was for me, because that was when I was really feeling fluish. And by Saturday, I said, you know what? I need more vitamin D. Let me get up out of this house and let me just go sit outside and soak up some sun. And that's exactly what I did. I just went outside in my backyard and I sat on the wall and I just soaked up the sun. And I felt so much better after doing that. So make sure you are getting sufficient vitamin D, getting sufficient sun. We have been blessed in this country with all this sunshine. And we get so busy that, the only sun you get is when you're running from the building to the car in your busy lives to go take your turn to school or go to work or whatever. We hardly spend enough time in the sun anymore. But it is an excellent, way to ensure that you're getting more vitamin D. And I'm telling you, man, after I sat out in that sun for a while, I felt so much better. And so I want to encourage you, especially if you're battling any kind of, flu or cold or, COVID or whatever, get yourself some sun. Make sure you're soaking up a good amount of vitamin D, because it will definitely help you to feel better. Okay? Okay, so vitamin A, remember we said DEAK, DEAK. Vitamin A also helps to regulate the growth of cells. And so we have to talk in addition to talking about vitamin D, we have to talk about E, we have to talk about A, we have to talk about K, because they're all vitally important. So you want to make sure that you're getting sufficient vitamin A as well. Vitamin A, like I said, will help to regulate the growth of cells, especially the cells that we call carotenocytes. 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 Carotenocytes are the cells on your skin. And vitamin A regulates the cells on your skin. Okay? So this is why vitamin A has been used in the past to treat acne even. Because it's that good for your skin. I see my producer is sending me a message. What is this? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. If you have a question or a comment, the numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp number 824-9952, 824-9952. So Claudette says nutrients are very important. That is an understatement, Claudette. You cannot function well. You cannot walk in optimal health if you're not getting adequate nutrients, bottom line. And so what we would have learned over the past couple of weeks are you have your macronutrients and your micronutrients. And so today it's all about vitamins, micronutrients. And hopefully by the end of the show, you will have a better idea of why it's important for you to be taking adequate amounts of the right type of supplements to make sure that you're getting all the vitamins you need. We're going to take another quick break. And then when we come back, we are going to wrap this up, talking about the remaining vitamins A, K, and E of the DEEK synonym. So we'll be back after these words. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rim fence and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses loud.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. VTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
Welcome back to the final segment of the show, GPS Today on this Wellness Wednesday. We are talking about 7 strategies for healthy living. This is a continuous series based on a lecture by pharmacist Ben Fuchs, who has been teaching us over the past several weeks about the importance of macronutrients and micronutrients. And just to recap, you may recall that we learned that there are 7 chapters in this book of health. And those 7 chapters are proteins, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals. So for the first several weeks, we learned about proteins, fats, carbs, fiber, and water, which are the macronutrients. And today we turned our attention to micronutrients, which are the vitamins. And next week, we're going to be concluding the series talking about minerals. So the vitamins and minerals are macronutrients, nutrients that you need in tiny, tiny amounts, but you need all the same because these macronutrients help the micronutrients help the macronutrients to help your body to use them better. So we're talking about the DEAK vitamins, the DEAK, the fat soluble vitamins, and we've already heard a lot about vitamin D. So now we need to learn more about vitamin A. And as I would have said prior to the break, it regulates the growth of cells, and especially the cells we call keratinocytes, which are the cells of the skin. And so A regulates the cells of the skin, and this is why vitamin A has been used to, in some cases, treat acne. So you may recall, or you may have heard of a drug today that is really the pharmaceutical version of vitamin A, and that is actually a toxic drug. The version of vitamin A, the drug version of vitamin A, is actually a toxic drug called Accutane. But here now is more about the importance of vitamin A.
There's a cream that's also used to treat acne. You know what that cream is? It's a vitamin A cream. It's called Retin-A. You may have heard of Retin-A. Retin-A is vitamin A cream. It's used to treat acne. And something very remarkable happened about 15 or 20 years ago when the company that came up with Retin-A made it and they released it out to the pharmacies, and something very unusual happened. I remember when I was working in the pharmacy, I started to notice women who didn't have acne were coming in to get Retin-A. And it's happened more and more and more. And finally, what doctors realized was that not only does vitamin A, Retin-A, help with acne, it also helps our body make collagen. Vitamin A can actually be used to help the body make collagen. And vitamin A is possibly the most important ingredient that you can put on your skin for keeping wrinkles away. In fact, vitamin A has not only been shown to keep wrinkles from happening, it's actually been shown to reverse photoaging, to reverse it. Topical vitamin A, that's how important vitamin A is. Vitamin A is the immune vitamin. In fact, before vitamin C was known for being the immune vitamin, vitamin A was, because vitamin A helps support the immune system. In fact, to this day, when there's a measles epidemic in a third world country, the World Health Organization sends vitamin A. because of its ability to help with the immune system. Vitamin A is critically important for the respiratory tract. In fact, it's one of the most important nutrients you can take if you have respiratory infections. Smokers need more vitamin A. Anybody who's assaulting the respiratory system needs more vitamin A. Vitamin A helps the body make mucus. And guess what, folks? Mucus is your friend. You never want to stop the body from making mucus. If you're sick, mucus is the way the body fights disease, because mucus contains immune globulins. So if you have a respiratory infection and you're producing a lot of mucus, the last thing you want to do is take a drug that'll stop the mucus, because the mucus is fighting disease. Vitamin A helps the body make mucus. It helps the whole respiratory tract. It helps the whole digestive tract. It helps the skin. Vitamin A is also stored in the skin, like vitamin C is, to protect you from sunburn.
Now, for those of you who may be battling COVID, although I have to say this variant, from my experience, is pretty mild. But if you're having any kind of breathing issues because of mucus, I want to highly recommend that you steam. Okay, get a very large container, fill it up with water as hot as you can get it. Cover your head with a towel so that you're breathing in that hot steam, and that will help to break up the mucus, because you want to be able to get it up out of you. So it's important that you steam if you are having any respiratory issues. Okay, but mucus, again, like he just pointed out so well, it's a sign that your body's working, that your body's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, I'm not saying that you should go eat foods like drinking milk, cow's milk, that will make you extra mucus. No, that's not what I'm saying. But mucus does play an important role. It's a way for you to know that your body's actually working. Okay, so last but not least, when you're looking at the vitamins, we have to talk about vitamins K and E. Vitamin K is the anti-aging vitamin, because one of the other ways that we age is calcium will actually leak out of our bones and deposit in tissues. So if you're taking the wrong kind of calcium supplements, the calcium won't make it to the bones. It will actually get stored in your tissues, like your heart and your brain, for example. And I hear people all the time where they will go to the doctor and they'll find calcium where they don't want to find it, and then they'll tell them, oh, you need to stay away from calcium. The problem is, like I just said, the last thing you need to do is stay away from calcium, but you need to get a better source of calcium that your body can assimilate. Chances are you're taking calcium that is made from minerals in their raw state, and so your body can't absorb it, and this is why it's showing up where it's not supposed to show up. Okay, so important to understand that. All right, so let's look at vitamins, the importance of vitamins K and vitamins E.
Vitamin K acts like a magnet to make sure calcium stays in the bones. Vitamin K is the clotting vitamin as well. When our blood doesn't clot, it leaks. And when blood leaks, we get bruising. So one of the signs of vitamin K deficiency is bruising. Many times older folks will suffer from vitamin K deficiencies, and they'll get bruising, and one of the best treatments is vitamin K. Vitamin E is arguably not only the most important vitamin of all, but it may be the most important chemical nutrient of all. Because vitamin E is involved in making sure that every cell in your body stays healthy. Because remember we said how earlier every cell is wrapped around with a layer of fat, essential fatty acid fat? Vitamin E's role, among others, is to make sure that essential fatty acid fat stays stable. That's why if you're smart enough to know to take essential fatty acids, now that we've talked about how important they are, you want to take them with vitamin E, because vitamin E stabilizes the essential fatty acids. Vitamin E protects every single cell in your body. Vitamin E is the most important nutrient for the fatty system of the body, which includes the heart, by the way. Vitamin E is a rust protector for the fatty system of the body, the way vitamin C is a rust protector for the watery system of the body. It's the equivalent of vitamin C in the fat system. Vitamin E has been used to treat heart disease very successfully. People who get 400 international units of vitamin E don't get heart disease. Vitamin E is not found in many foods. You have to supplement with vitamin E. You need 400 to 800 international units a day. Their RDAs is 14 international units a day. And those are your fat-soluble nutrients, vitamins D, E, A, and K. And in conjunction with the water-soluble nutrients, or vitamins C and B, Chapter 6, vitamin.
All right, so we have covered quite a bit of ground. Tried to do it as much as I could. And I don't want to start minerals until next week. I want to keep it separate from the vitamin show. So that is the information that I wanted to share with you guys as it relates to vitamins. Now, I started to talk earlier about fractionated nutrition and the dangers of fractionated nutrition, because like I said, I can see some of you right now taking some furious notes about which vitamins to go run out and buy. And the challenge is if you're not getting the 90 nutrients, then you're still not getting adequate amounts of what you need. So let me explain first and foremost that it is important that you understand the type of supplements that you're taking, because if those supplements are not plant derived, if it's not plant derived nutrition, then you are not getting what you think you're getting from that. I know that with the rise of COVID, a lot of people dashed out and started buying over the counter vitamins, thinking that, okay, I gotta start to boost up my system. And so you went out doing what you thought was the right thing. And a lot of people started purchasing over the counter vitamins, but it didn't do what you thought it was going to do. And that is because if you are taking nutrition that is not plant derived, if you're talking minerals that from, minerals in their raw state, your body cannot and is not absorbing that. So you're not getting what you think you're getting. That's the first thing we have to establish. It has to be plant derived nutrition. Okay? It can't be that, you go buy something over the counter because it says 1,000 milligrams of this or 1,000 milligrams of that on the bottle, but it doesn't tell you that it's, not plant derived. And so your body doesn't know what to do with it. And it's just passing right through you. In one end, out the next. Without doing any good in between. So a lot of people, unfortunately, are wasting money buying stuff that is not effective. And I hear it all the time, but I take this and I take the next. And I say to them, when I have a client who was obviously come to me because they're having some major health issues, and I say, okay, we need to, get you on a proper regimen. But I take this and I take the next and I take this. And I say, well, if that was working, why are you still sick? So if you're taking all these things and you're still having health issues, then something ain't working. Something is not working. So it could very well be that the vitamins that you're taking that you think are doing your body good are really not. In one end, out the next. So you will hear me all the time talk about these 90 essential nutrients, 90 essential nutrients, 90 essential nutrients. It's got to be plant derived. And, full disclosure, I am an affiliate of Longevity as a certified holistic coach. certified by the Institute of Holistic Health. Longevity is one of the brands that I recommend. There are over 40 different brands in the umbrella of brands that I recommend. Longevity is the main one. And then there are lots of other really great companies as well. Good Herbs, Benayou, um, 40 different brands that we recommend to people, that we will find. We literally have access to thousands of products that we will find what you need. But the bottom line is that the 90 nutrients, that's the foundation, people. Um, you need 90. You need the 60 minerals, which we're going to hear about next week. You need the 16 vitamins. You need the 12 essential amino acids. You need the essential fatty acids. You need them every single day. And fractionated nutrition is not going to, it's like it's like you're getting ready to go out to war, but you don't put on your whole armor. You put on a helmet, but you leave your chest exposed, you leave everything else exposed. But I wearing a helmet. Well, that's all well and good, but what about the rest of your body? So it's the same analogy. It's the same when you're talking about fractionated nutrition. You got to make sure you get them all. It's not good enough just to get 5 or 6 or 8. And the thing is, if you were to go into the store and you were to individually buy all of these 90 nutrients, one bottle of vitamin C, one bottle of vitamin D, one of B12, one of K, one of D, you would need to carry your land papers in there. It would be so ridiculously expensive. And you'd have to be taking so many different capsules in one day. Whereas what we provide for you is the 90 nutrients in 3 products. So you've got your vitamin mineral complex, which is the Beyond Tangy Tangerine that you see advertised on the show all the time, right? You've got your essential fatty acids, which comes in capsule form. And then you've got your Beyond Osteo FX, which make sure that you get sufficient calcium, potassium, magnesium in your intake. Those 3 products give you your 90 nutrients. Just 3 products. And so I just want to highly encourage you, because this new variant of COVID is not as it's milder, but it's also much more easy to catch. It's very, very transmissible. And so I want to encourage you to make sure you take an adequate nutrients. Because even though it may be a milder variant, if your immune system is compromised, you still gonna have a challenge. It ain't gonna be as bad as, say, Delta was. But I know people who still having a bit of a challenge with this, even though it's a mild version. So that tells you that you need to be taking care of your body. You need to make sure that you are taking care of your body, making sure that you're getting adequate nutrients. So if something does come around like COVID, your body's like, I got this. Only way that can happen is if you're taking adequate nutrients. All right. Claudette says, very important topic as always. Michelle, keep the good work. God bless you. Thank you so much, Claudette. Last week, I didn't pin it on the top of the page, but last week I put on my Facebook page a link to health evaluation that people can take to find out what nutritional deficiencies you may be battling. I think what I'll do is I'll go onto my Facebook page today and I will pin it to the top. So in case you are interested in learning more about your nutritional needs, you can just fill out the health evaluation. It won't cost you anything. and I will throw in a free consultation with you just to go over your needs, so you could at least have knowledge of what it is that you need to be taking to ensure that you're protecting your body. You know what I mean? So so that's the information today with regard to the vitamins. Like I said, next week we're going to focus on minerals, and minerals are especially important because you don't need them in large quantities. Like I said, again, we're talking micronutrients, but some of them you need just trace amounts. But boy, if you don't get those trace amounts, your body will start to break down. Just trace amounts. I'll give you an example. One very important one is calcium. And you've often heard me talk about Dr. Joel Wallach, whose research we were trained uh, in the Institute of Holistic Health. His body of work is what we were taught under in terms of understanding the importance of vitamins and minerals. And his journey began when he was a boy. Um, he he grew up on a farm, and he, beginning at the age of 4, started to have some major issues. Like he would make these grunting noises like a pig, and uncontrollable cramps and twitching, and just really weird outbursts and that kind of thing. And keep in mind now, Dr. Wallach is now 82 years old, so that's a long time ago when he was 4 years old. They didn't have the knowledge that they have now. So they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And they were about to institutionalize him because this condition had gone on for 5 years and was getting progressively worse. And so at the age of 9, he decided that he was going to take matters into his own hand and figure out what was wrong with him before they put him away. And so he said the next day he went into school library and found a nurse's manual and started searching through that, and came across cramps, and read that cramps were caused by a deficiency of calcium. And he remembered as a boy, um, a part of his chores was feeding the animals on the farm, and he remembered reading on the animal food packet that it was enriched with calcium. So he thought, okay, I'm going to try to solve my problem myself. And the next day he started eating the alfalfa pellets which was animal food that had been enriched with calcium. He decided to start eating it for breakfast. Long story short, after 5 years of getting progressively worse, we now know that the condition that he had was something called Tourette syndrome. After 5 years of getting progressively worse, within 3 days after he started eating the calcium enriched alfalfa pellets, his Tourette syndrome was gone. So he, at the age of 9, figured out what the doctors of that time still hadn't figured out. And I dare say many doctors in 2022 still haven't figured out. And that is that there is a direct connection between nutritional deficiencies and disease. So we want to make sure that we understand what our nutritional needs are, so that we will not fall prey to all of these diseases that are really just nutritional deficiencies. And again, God in his infinite wisdom gave us these incredible bodies that know what to do. We just gotta give them the support they need and get out of the way. So my hope is that you would have learned over the past, well, every Wednesday really, because we're always dealing with health matters on Wednesdays, on Wellness Wednesdays. But my hope is that you would have gotten information that will help you to understand what you need to be giving your body to give your body a fighting chance. Okay? That's my hope, and that's my goal for these Wellness Wednesday shows, to give you knowledge that you can use to to give your body a fighting chance. And I want to encourage you, if you would like to know more about what you should be taking, or what deficiencies you may be facing, or how to turn your health woes around, fill out that health evaluation. Fill that out, and let's get you on the road to better health. I promise you, you will not regret it. I promise you. A lot of people say to me all the time when I first introduce them to this, well, I want to try it first and see how it goes. And then some people come in and they start to get results, and they're like sold. They're like, okay, this is good. Miss Malcolm, you weren't exaggerating. And then you have some people who, for whatever reason, start the program, don't take it seriously, buy products, they end up sitting on the counter, they never open the box. I don't understand human beings, because if I spend my money for something, you best believe I can use that. But some of them don't open the box, excuse me, and wait until they get even worse, and then hit me up months later. Excuse me, need some water. Hit me up months later, and they're like, oh, Miss Malcolm, we need to talk again. I'm like, come on, man, you could have been so much further had you taken it seriously. Excuse me, the water is good. So my time is gone, just about. But again, encouraging you to take better care of your health. This body is the only one you have on this side of eternity. So you want to take better care of yourself. You don't want to be one of those people who reach the age of 75 and all broke down and wishing for death because you didn't think you was going to live that long, so you didn't take care of your body. If you do not betray your body will not betray you. So my encouragement to you today, let's get healthy, people. Let's do this. We can do this. We can reverse all of this sickness and disease that we're battling here in the Bahamas. We can do this. All right. So that's me. I'm going to get off of this broadcast now. Tomorrow we're going to have another great show planned for you. So I want to encourage you to to tune in to GPS tomorrow. And I promise you won't regret it. And then on Friday, oh my goodness, we got a lot to talk about. Good Lord. Anyhow, one day at a time. Tomorrow, I'll see you guys then. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Wellness Wednesday. And I want to encourage you to be healthy and be safe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good afternoon.